Hello.
Hello and welcome.
This looks a little different. We are here at the Missionary Training Center in Provo, Utah, and we thought we would do a video on our experience here. As you know from the last video, we were leaving the next day, and so we've been here a week. We got here last Saturday. Today's Sunday. We got here last Saturday.
Yep, and in case this is your first video, I am Elder Armitage, and this is Sister Armitage.
And our name tags say so.
And we are missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we are going to the Budapest, Hungary mission.
Yeah, so we had 4 lessons on MLS training, which is the mission member and leader support before we left. And then this week we've been learning about Preach My Gospel. So it's a manual, and we've been going through that in our classes.
Yeah. So let's start off from the beginning. How did we get here to the MTC?
So our daughter picked us up from the airport. You can get a shuttle and arrange that, but she picked us up, brought us down here to Provo. We had dinner with her, and then we went through security. We were told in an email how to have an early arrival. Monday was our official start date, but we got here on Saturday.
Yeah.
So, yep.
So we went there. They had our name tags ready. They had a couple of key cards and some keys to our room. And the key cards you'll need to get into every building here. And so you're constantly scanning your key card. And so one of the things that you might want to get is a
lanyard. So you can bring a lanyard if you have one at home, but they do have them down in the bookstore for 99 cents. So they're really, and the bookstore actually is right down on the first floor of the building that we're staying in.
Yeah. And one of the things that you might want to consider is a retractable lanyard. So you can just keep it like on your pocket and pull it out, scan it.
Put your keys on there.
Yeah,
it would be great.
It's going to go right back to it. But anyway, so that was us. So Saturday we came in. We had a little bit of free time, so we got to walk down to BYU to the creamery there.
Mm-hmm.
And that
just
was
get
fun.
A few things.
Yeah.
One thing that I did not know before coming here is I started reading online about the MTC right before we got here, and it said we needed to bring towels. So our luggage already was really just at the max, but we went down to Costco and we bought a set of towels each so that we could bring it here. And you do not need towels here. So the senior missionaries do get towels. So we have like a little hotel room. We're sitting in it right now. There's 2 chairs, a little side table that I have back here, a queen bed, a bathroom with a shower, and a closet and a dresser. So they have a room where you can just exchange your towels out throughout the week.
Yeah, towels, sheets, anything.
An iron. There's an iron and an ironing board in here.
Yeah.
So
anything
it is,
you need, this place has. So
yeah.
You're very well sufficient.
Yep, and there's a kitchen just down the hallway from us, and it has a communal fridge that you can keep anything in, and a freezer.
And a microwave.
And a microwave, and a computer, and a printer if you need to print anything off, and some tables. Oh, there's also a scale here. So if you do get into your suitcase or you want to check the weight of it, there's a scale and an ice maker down in the hall as well.
Yeah. For if you are an exercise person or love to exercise, just so you know, there is a little exercise room on this floor, and it is small, but at the basement here, there is a big exercise room with free weights and ellipticals, bicycles, and stretching mats and stuff, so you'll be well taken care of. And then if you want to play like pickleball, which they have down in the big gym, you can play pickleball with your wife or a couple or whoever you want, basketball courts. And then up there they have weight machines that have cables and so on if you don't want to do free weights. So there's definitely a lot of stuff available.
Yeah, you actually played volleyball with the younger missionaries the other day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, very fun. So you might be wondering what church looks like. I know I did. It's always a little nerve-wracking to walk into a church service and have no idea how they're doing things, especially when people are leaving every week. So last week, Sunday was our first full day, and we came in, and it ended up being a testimony. So it wasn't a fast Sunday, but it was a testimony meeting, so anybody could just get up they had assigned out the talks and 2 elders to prepare the sacrament and to serve the sacrament. And then Elders Quorum and Relief Society ended up being joined last week, and they had facilitators that were assigned to just kind of facilitate a meeting.
Yeah. And the reason I think it was fast and, well, they made it like testimony meeting is because there were so many of us that were new, and there was only maybe 3 couples that were staying but leaving either that Monday, early Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all new. But because there was a lot of us staying, this Sunday they did assign talks and assign people to teach various things.
Yeah, explain a little bit about that. That was Monday night. We went to a meeting with the branch presidency, and they gave out assignments. And what was your assignment?
Passing the sacrament.
And you were district leader
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. They'll also hand out who's going to be district leader and so on. And it's nothing more than you're just responsible to make sure that your district gets to where it needs to be, and if there's any illnesses and stuff, that as a district you guys can take care of it and just let the branch presidency know and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So there were 3 talks today that were assigned. I was assigned the opening prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Clinton was assigned to pass the sacrament, and then the other things were assigned. So we've actually had 1 testimony meeting and then 1 where talks were assigned, and neither one was a fast Sunday.
Yeah, but anyway, that whole day Sunday, it's pretty much packed. It's got stuff going on all day, which is kind of funny, not like a typical Sunday at all, in the sense of it's just like meetings after meetings after meetings.
But
it's
great.
Fun stuff.
It's so.
And there's a devotional in the evening.
And when we talk about how busy it is amazing. It's just a wonderful experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just a couple more little tips before we get into the schedule. There is a small store. Well, there's the bookstore, like we said, on the first floor, and there's a mail room, and there's a copy center. There's lots of things, but they have a very small little store that's not manned by any employees. You just go and scan things yourself and then pay with your Apple Pay or credit card. And they have things like BYU Creamery ice cream in little containers, and snacks and Tide Pods and drinks.
Yeah.
And they do not sell any caffeine on campus, and they don't have any in the cafeteria. They have caffeine-free Diet Coke. So if that is something that you would like, you're going to have to walk down to either bring it with you and put it in the fridge here, or walk down to that little BYU Creamery that's about a mile away from here.
Yeah. But well, let's get into the nits and crannies.
Oh wait, 2 more things I wanted to just talk about really quick. If you are a sister and you are worried, if you're going international and you're worried about like hair dryers, curling irons, that kind of thing, what I did is I bought a hair dryer and a flat iron that are dual voltage, because I just wasn't sure if I'm going to have to mail it home or what's going to happen here. So I've been using it here, and then when we go over to Hungary, I can just flip the voltage and use it there. And the last thing is you'll be using your phone or iPad a lot. So before we came out, we each bought the iPad 10 with an Apple Pencil and a keyboard, and we have used it a lot this week, and we're learning how to use that as well with some programs like GoodNotes. But we've used it a lot. We are using it for Preach My Gospel and for the scriptures and songs.
I highly encourage it.
For notes.
Yep.
So those are just some tips. We're going to kind of talk about our schedule that we've done this week.
Yeah. So anyway, let's basically Monday, when most of the people arrive, you'll go down into the main building where you come in. They call that building S1. And so you'll go there, you'll get your rooms to your keys, or your hotel room if you're staying in a hotel, or if you're just visiting, I shouldn't say visiting, but if you're staying or still living in the area, you'll get your swipe cards. But it's that day that they go over when you leave, if you're taking the shuttle or if you're driving to the airport or to your mission. Meals, they tell you about meals. They tell you about immunization, or any of that sort of stuff that you still may need. They go over those sort of things.
That's where they ask if you're going to be there the next Sunday, so they know if you're going to be able to do any assignments that next Sunday, they give you a tour of the MTC and they take your picture in front of the big map where you're pointing at where you're going to go. So we have a couple of those we've taken throughout the week. And I would say, so Monday, that was very helpful for that brand new, and by that time we'd already been here a day and a half, so we
thought we weren't newbies anymore.
Yeah, we knew that there was a special entrance at the cafeteria for seniors to go in and how that all worked.
Yeah.
One thing is Tuesday night, there is a big devotional where
Every
a general
Tuesday.
authority will come and speak to you. And so the general authority who came was Jose, I'm not sure how to say his last name. Like it starts with a T and an X, and I know I would just butcher it, but he was fantastic. And I'd say a highlight of my week was I decided that I was going to sing in the choir for the devotional. And Clinton is like, he's not a singer usually in the choir, but he was a really good sport, and he came with me and stood in the back. Told me later he was singing a little bit, so that was good.
Yeah.
But it was amazing.
You're not alone. It's a huge, it's like 600 to 800 missionaries
Yeah.
all singing. And it does sound very
And
good.
you truly just, it sounds incredible. The conductor does such a marvelous job of getting everybody singing with their parts, and it's usually a song that you know anyway. It's a church hymn, and I just truly felt angels just singing with us. It was amazing.
Yeah. And then, so every night is a devotional. Monday night, the mission president will talk. Tuesday night, an apostle. Wednesday, there's another devotional.
It's called The Character of Christ, and it was really, really worth it. It's amazing.
Yep. Thursday is the temple day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry. So we're getting ahead of ourselves. But yeah, so anyway, Thursday is a temple day. When we had looked up all the local temples around here, they were all booked out. And we were like, oh, well, we don't have a car. I guess we can't go. Well, we actually came to find out that it doesn't matter if it says it's booked. If you go, they'll always get you in. And in your district, there's always one or two people that have a vehicle that you can catch rides with. Or if worse comes to worse and there's a bunch of you, they get a shuttle. And you can shuttle over to one of the temples.
Well, they have a bus that goes outside campus, and well, it's like a city bus, but they've arranged for missionaries, I think, to have a round trip for $3.75. But people have cars here, so you can just catch a ride, and they said it does not matter, because when we had looked it up, it was just like everyone around us had no appointments available, but they said just go anyway, and it will work.
And that's what the missionaries did, and they came back and said, oh yeah, we got in, and there was still room, so
yeah,
don't get discouraged, make just plan to go. So anyway, those are the evening. Friday evening, there isn't anything. Friday evening, it's your chance to pack or leave for some people. And so, every night is busy. You'll get back here at 9 to 9:30 at night.
yeah.
So anyway, but during the daytime, you'll be in a classroom setting with your district or zone, and normally your district is set up with missionaries that are doing MLS, or depending on what type of missions there are.
One question that I had too is if we would ever have any classes with younger missionaries, and we do not. So we don't ever have class. We had 3 couples in our district, and actually as part of the experience of that, you are paired up with one other couple who's not in your district, and you're teaching them a lesson. So you're talking with them, teaching them, following up. And we got paired with a couple that we just felt it was just inspired.
They're awesome.
Who we
love
were,
them.
yeah, they were going to, of all places, Auckland, New Zealand, and we just had so many things in common, and just thought, man, we're going to be friends for a long time after this, even though it's going to be a few days that we met them here.
Yeah.
So that was amazing.
Yeah. I guarantee when you come, you'll have a spiritual high all week. And I think some of the best things is just watching the young missionaries just going back and forward, and you're going to hear so many different languages, but just the smile on their faces and their countenance,
They're
it's
so
just
happy.
amazing. And it really is. It's a lot of fun, and you'll see many miracles here. I guarantee it.
Yeah, so I think we were just going to talk about a couple of our favorite experiences at the MTC. I'll go first if you don't mind. One of mine was that when we got here, we wanted to see the other missionaries who were going to Hungary. So we looked around. We were looking at everyone's name tags. Couldn't find anybody. We were asking all the missionaries, have you seen any missionaries going to Hungary? And they said no. We went to the information desk and they said, there's a large group, but we can't tell you who they are just for privacy reasons. So we're just looking all the time. Are you going to Hungary? We'd literally walk through the cafeteria and kind of talk to tables. Anybody here going to Hungary? And finally we found a sister who said, I know where their classroom is. So one night we just popped our head in there and introduced ourselves, and they are the most joyous, happy, lovely young adult missionaries. And there's 14 of them, and we just fell in love with them immediately.
Yeah.
And we've since then, so they know us and we know them. We've seen them several times, almost daily. We see them and they're kind of yelling and happy to see us. And we bought them ice cream at that creamery one evening, and you know, of course, they loved that. So
then they hang out together all the time. They eat together, and it's just so good to see. It's great to see their love that they have for one another, for the gospel, and the effort that they are putting in. It's just so uplifting. It's very inspiring.
Yeah. So we just think that they are just wonderful ambassadors for Christ, and we can't wait to get out in the mission field and see them. We, of course, leave tomorrow, and they are not leaving until December. They're here for a long time learning the language. So, what about you? What's a favorite experience?
We've had so many, but I think, again, you know, I love just sitting and missionaries will go by you, they say hi, and next thing you know, you're talking, where are you from? And it just seems like wherever you go, you find people that you have something in common with all the time. There's been so many experiences like that for both myself and my wife, and it really is amazing.
Well, you just find a connection with everybody. So you just walk by someone, you say, where are you going or where are you from? And you find a connection. Either they're from where you're from, or you had somebody whose mom was from New Zealand, and Clinton actually gave out a bag of his New Zealand candy that he had brought with him to one of the sister missionaries from New Zealand. And I think she was very happy. It's just they're homesick and they're maybe feeling a little overwhelmed, and just having senior couples come and be like a little surrogate mom and dad sometimes is helpful for these younger missionaries, and we are so happy to do that because they lift our spirits as well.
Yeah.
So one other thing that I think is amazing here is just the campus, and the artwork has been amazing. We had one class session where we went over in front of a mural and had a little ponder time. They have a building where it's 6 floors, and on both ends they have a huge wall of just a mural of a scripture, and they have just a little scripture and a little thought that goes along with it, and it's just a really easy place to sit. They have comfy chairs, and it's a quiet area, and it's easy to sit and read the scripture and just ponder. And we've had some just insights and some spiritual moments sitting there looking at those murals, and that has been really special.
It has. We've been there many times, actually. We thought we were trying to get through all of them once, but we've been with different couples up and down these things, just pondering and talking about it. And that's the best thing, is that everybody gets a different insight on these things, and it's great to hear, you know, what they felt and what they see, and it's been very, very good.
Yeah, and at the ends of the buildings on the other side, they have little small study areas that are maybe
Quiet
15
areas,
by 15 feet. They have soft music playing that you could turn on or off, and they have a giant mural of some type of scenery, so you can go to where you feel like you're at home. So some are beaches, some are red rock canyons, forest, and it's beautiful.
Farmland.
So as we were walking around, we took a few pictures that I'll try to post up here, but they lots of missionaries studying.
And they all play soft, beautiful music.
Yeah, we just said we need something like that in our home, just a quiet little area like that with soft music and a place to just study.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, we hope you have got something out of this. If you're planning to serve a mission, or if you're not and you're thinking about it, we highly encourage it. Oh, I'll tell you one of the highlights, sorry for mine, that just came to me, is that it's these single senior missionaries, sisters here, that are just totally amazing. You can't help but admire their courage and their fortitude and their spirit. It's just been amazing talking with them, and
Yeah.
they're definitely a great asset.
So courageous. I just think one of the sisters had lost her husband a year or two ago, and she was headed off to Ireland, Scotland. And I just thought, my goodness, would I be able to do that? Would I be able to just pack up and move across the world by myself? And I was just so impressed. I mean, all these sisters are doing things like that, and it's so impressive to not be doing it with a companion,
Yep.
you know, in your senior years. And the other thing, one more thing that we've kind of noticed as we've been here this week, is there are so many types of missions. Do not feel like you have to serve an 18-month or a 23-month mission. A lot of missionaries here are serving 6-month or 12-month missions, and they're doing everything from military relations to the office to MLS to CES, like the educational
Yeah,
system.
there's ones taking care of not a farm, but a campground.
So
recreational area.
many. So even if you're thinking about a mission and you're not quite sure, and you just want to just get your feet wet, do a 6-month mission somewhere. The only difference is if you do 6-month or 12-month, you have to pay for your own ticket to get to where you're going. But other than that, everything is the same.
So, yeah, a lot of stuff to think about and pray about. So again, please like and subscribe, and we'll keep these going as we continue to embark in new endeavors.
And we're going to Hungary tomorrow. We're excited.
Yeah,
So our next
after 9
video
months, we're
will
gonna
be
get
from
there.
Hungary. So thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.